Welcome to the office. Veronica, welcome to the office. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're coming from Toronto.
Yeah.
And what are you here for?
I'm here for my digestion problem. I have IBS and functional dyspepsia. I also have a stiff neck.
Okay. And this all started when?
This started in 2015.
Okay, so what happened in 2015?
I was in animation, working and every day, pretty much 24/7. I'm on my desk and I'm hunched over. I look down a lot, drawing.
So you're an artist?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we need to let's figure this digestion out. So functional dyspepsia, what does that mean? Dyspepsia, pepsia is stomach, right?
Yeah, I have no clue. That's what the doctor told me.
And so the symptom of this functional dyspepsia is what? You get reflux, you're not digesting your food, you're getting runny bowels. What does that mean?
Yeah, I burp and fart a lot. It's a lot of gas.
So a lot of gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about the acid reflux. I have a lot of that going on.
You still have the reflux right now?
Yes.
So reflux, gas, and that's what, every hour, every 2 hours? Whenever you eat?
All the time.
It's all the time.
But it's more, I get more gas when I eat.
Okay, so functional dyspepsia, IBS, irritable bowel.
Yeah, irritable bowel syndrome.
And neck stiffness.
Yes.
Okay. Any accidents?
I'm on a motorcycle and then I crashed it and
You were
I had
riding a motorcycle?
bruise, yeah. And that's the only accident, yeah.
Anything else I need to know? Otherwise, we're going to go over your x-rays. I'm going to tell you what I see. Then we're going to examine you and figure out where we're going to start today.
No.
Okay. All right. This is you. This is a picture in time. Tells us how you've evolved from birth. 24 bones in the spine that move. 23 discs in between. This is the foundation of your 24-story building. This is your right side, okay? And I'm going to go in a lot of detail. We're going to go in a lot of detail. I'll be zooming in and out. I'm just giving you an overall picture of the body. Okay. This is your side profile. On the side profile, what are we looking at? Do we have the right curves? We should have a forward 60-degree curve in the neck, 60-degree curve in the back, 60-degree curve in the low back.
Yeah.
And we're going to look first at your posture, and so we can kind of rule out a few things. So let's start with the posture. And if we're looking at the posture, we already know the posture is off, right? Mm-hmm. We have your curve is decent, could be a little more, but is decent in the low back. In the mid back, it starts to straighten out, and then yes, we have that classic reverse curve tech neck, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And the consequence of having this posture line should actually be here. It should be going through 7 and it should go through 2. The consequence of this is I know you have your stiffness, but part of your stiffness in your neck and your shoulder area is coming from the posture. This is the upper part of the building. This is the lower. The upper part of the building is behind the foundation, so that it's not balanced. So these muscles up here have to work harder just to hold you up. Does that make sense?
The upper part of the building is a bit...
Behind.
Okay.
Like this. And then your neck is compensating forward because you've been like this most of your schooling, so to speak.
Yeah, so my neck should be a little bit behind the back.
The neck, so this should curve forward, this should curve this way. So this needs to be here. The line needs to go through there. So this... Here, the hip and the shoulder and the ear should line up. It should be like this.
Oh. Okay.
This should be your posture.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm hoping to get you there while you're here.
Okay.
Okay, that's the goal. Okay, we're going to go in more detail of the discs and all that later. I want to go over this x-ray first. And the first cool part I do want to share with people is we have our digital full spine now upstairs. So this was taken in one shot. And we didn't have to take a bunch of pieces and stitch it together. So the good part is this is a continuous x-ray. So we have an accurate count, number 1. We're able to do the analysis. And number 2 is it's a lot less radiation exposure. Okay?
Oh, great.
All right. Now, let's start over here. What do we see? We do see that from the foundation, you curve to the left, you come back to neutral in the center, and then you kink here in the middle of the back from right to left. FYI, this is the area that controls digestion. Part of the digestion control is here. The other part is up in the upper cervical, and I'm going to talk about that in detail.
Okay.
But before we get to that, we need to talk about what? Your foundation. And do we have a level base and foundation? No, we do not. What do we have? We actually have a few traumas. That motorcycle may be one of them. So let's talk about this, the foundation. We need a level base and foundation to have a stable building. Let's say the problem for the digestion is coming from here or here. But because the foundation is off, this stuff is not going to hold. So we need to have that level base and foundation. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
When we're looking at the numbers, first thing is we have a 12 MD or a 12 millimeter measured difference. Your left hip is 12 millimeters lower than your right hip. So that's your first imbalance, okay? Left side. 4 millimeters of this 12 is coming from the tailbone, meaning it was a tailbone injury, whether it was the motorcycle or something else. Okay?
Okay. Oh, hold on. I didn't have any injuries from the motorcycle.
No injuries?
Yeah. Like just a bruise on the calf, but that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you had there. I'm seeing you had some tailbone injury. I'll show it to you. Okay, whatever it was. This is 12 millimeters. Measured difference. It needs to be under 7 for adjustments to hold. Now, here's the interesting part. You do have the misalignment of the pelvis on the left side. It could be the right. I'm referencing the left because the left is the short leg. Whatever I say here on the left, the opposite is to the right. ASEX or PIIN. And this is part of how I know there was some trauma. The way the pelvis works, they work in opposite. One goes up, the other goes down. One goes in, the other goes out. The shape of the SI joint, it's called an auricular surface. And it has these little tongue and grooves. They're very specific in their movement patterns. So when we're looking at the SI joint, I'm exaggerating these motions. When it goes PI, posterior inferior, it naturally wants to go out, EX. PIEX. When it goes up, it naturally wants to come in, ASIN. You have what's called an ASEX. That's not going against the normal mechanics of the joint. That's a trauma. That's not posture. That's how I know that. That's number one. Number two is we have a dropped sacrum on that left side on the same side. It could be one, it could be two. I'm assuming it's two separate things. That's what I'm assuming. Because an ASEX, if we bring up that ASEX, it's going to bring it up 1 millimeter on this side to 11. 4 millimeters of 11, that's 7. So the question is, can we get it up more? What we'll do, since you're here for some time, we're going to do as much as we can on the foundation. I am going to re-x-ray to show you the before and after where we're able to get it up. If we can get it up to 7, if we cannot, we're going to have to put a heel lift in there, a lift on your left shoe to raise it up. Okay? Whether it's forever or temporary, I don't have that answer yet. Okay? And what I'll probably do is I'll x-ray you with and without the lift to show you how the whole spine compensates.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that at the end. Meeting next week sometime.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so that's number one. That's what I see. Now, from that, if you want me to go deeper, check it out. You have a bend right here. This is the coccyx S5. There was a tailbone injury, ma'am, whether you're telling me or not, whether you remember or not. Maybe mom and dad dropped you. They're not telling us. Mom and dad, you're not telling her something because you knew I was going to find out. Okay? I'm just telling you what I see.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Now, let's zoom out and let's talk about the consequence of that short leg. Goes to the left. Goes to the left. It starts to compensate. If the body didn't compensate, the head would be all the way over here. So it compensates and comes back this way. Then from here, what does it do? It compensates and it goes this way. So that curve, this is in a compensation. Your digestion is a result of your compensation. It's not the result, it's not a direct cause. Meaning what? Meaning we fix the foundation, the compensations work itself out, and whatever else I'm going to give you to balance it out should take care of it.
Okay, so the digestion is not affecting it.
The digestion came after the spine issues. So you had these going on before 2015, I'm letting you know.
Okay.
You had some stuff going on before 2015. And the digestion came as a result of your bad posture with whatever was going on and bad food choices.
Okay.
Okay? I have good news of your digestion. This is actually really good news. If I look at I'm going closer now. Now I talk about this in my videos. It's called the Meganblasie, the gastric air bubble. I don't know if you've heard me talk about it in any videos.
No, haven't.
Okay. This is actually really important.
Oh.
So you have a good size Meganblasie. Most people come in with this dark circle, should come out to here like this, but yours is still a good size. You can look it up later, and you can go back to some of the videos I'll recommend where I talk a lot about the Meganblasie. So the good news is you have a good Meganblasie here. Most people we see have a small little black hole about this big. No bueno. So the fact that you have that, I'm happy. It should be a little bit easier to work with. Should be. Okay. Next thing I see, and this is a finding that I was taught, I see some what's called flailing of the ribs. There's a lot of calcification here in the costochondrals or the ends of the ribs. This is usually, we have to rule out, if you haven't already, when you go back, you need to get your thyroid checked. That's for thyroid, parathyroid. We need to just rule that stuff out as well, okay?
Okay.
And it's just a finding that I see, and 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty on it with that. Now, let's go up, and let's look up here. I'm going to change the contrast for a second here. And let's look at the upper cervical. Yep, we have a C2 wedged on that side. C2 is wedged on the right side this way. And C1 is going to be wedged the opposite way. However, so we do have what's called a critical atlas here. However, it's part of a reverse curve, and that's the challenge in your case that we need to figure out. The challenge is you have this reverse curve, so working on this critical atlas here may help your digestion, but it won't hold until you work on the posture, and I'll give you stuff that you need to do for posture, okay?
Okay.
So the take-home message here is we have some spinal imbalances, number 1. We have some postural imbalances, number 2, and we have some digestive imbalances as a result. So those are the things we're going to work on while you're here.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Cool. Any questions so far?
Yeah. So the reverse neck, that part, is that normal?
That's not normal. It goes in the opposite direction. Let me continue. Sorry, I have to go over your lateral x-ray. Let me give you the good news now.
Okay.
The good news is your discs are good. You can see the angling of these discs, the circles underneath here, right?
Yeah.
And those circles are because of the curve in the back. So because of this curve, we're looking through the undersurfaces. They're not perfectly level. These are level. These are level. Level, level, level. These are all level. These are all level. Now, here's where I'm talking about. The apex of your reverse curve is at 2, 3, 4, 5, C5, C6. So C5, C6 is wearing out a little bit more. It's like the alignment of the car.
Oh.
Just like the alignment. When the alignment is off, some parts wear out faster than the other. So part of this is we got to help you get that posture back, number 1. Number 2, hopefully we'll find a spot that if you go back to those old habits, it should hurt you.
You're smiling. Is this a joke or?
No, I'm saying is
okay.
if I do my job, then we need to get you where you're supposed to be, not where you're at.
Okay.
And if your body tries to go back to that, it should be very uncomfortable. That's my goal for you. I don't want you to go back. I want you to go forward.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Let's get started. Okay. You ready for me?
Ready.
Let's do it. I need to open the back of your gown. Is that okay?
Sure.
We need to watch you walk. And whatever your normal walk is, okay?
Okay.
Just keep walking. Keep walking. And first thing we'll notice is you can see her tilt to that left side when she walks. You can also see she's a pronator on the left foot. That pronation is part of the imbalance. She doesn't go through her SI joints evenly this way. She kind of goes side to side with a tilt. Keep walking. I'm just pointing it all out, okay? Yeah, she got that Scarborough wiggle. She got.
Everything's about Scarborough now.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah. Hey, I love Scarborough. Don't get me wrong. I used to spend time out there back in the day. Toronto, I love Toronto. Keep walking. You see that? She got that little tinkle that goes like this when she walks. Keep walking. You're gonna see all this when you get to it. Come over here, have a seat. Let's run the meter on the back and let's see what we find on the back. Head down just a little bit, please. Right there, starting at the base. And the first thing we're getting, 15 points, left side up top. Yep. 15 points, C1, C2. T6, T7, 6 points, left side. 8 points, T6. There it is. We're down in the low. This is down in the tailbone. 10 points, S4, S5, down low. You didn't watch any of my cases with digestion on my channel?
Oh, I've watched some.
Which one did you watch?
The recent one was one lady had a digestion problem.
Older or younger?
It's she seems to be middle age.
Got it. There it is, S4, S5, T6, upper cervical. Those are the 3 spots I'm finding right now. Next thing we're going to do is check motion of your pelvis. Scoot forward a little bit. There you go. And let's check general movement of the SI joints. First complaint I'm going to get on the video is that I'm sitting on the chair watching it, so I'm just arching my back a little bit. My fingers are on the top of the iliac crest and on the thumbs here. Go ahead and open and close your knees. Open and close. Feet are touching. Feet together. Feet touching. Feet together. Open your knees. Close your knees. Just the knees. There you go. Open and close. Open and close. Right side only, please. Do the right side only. When she opens the right, the whole left wants to shift. Keep going. Left side only, please. When she does the left, the right shifts, but it's not as much. Do you feel that difference that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do feel a difference.
Yeah, the left side is what's stuck. Scoot back for me, please. Scoot to the right. To the right. Okay. Let's do static palpation. Now, can you bring this to the top of your head for me, please?
Sure.
So we can see the back. Static palpation, running my fingers down the spine. As we get here, we start to see the swelling and edema in the middle of the back there. You can see this is all inflammation, yo. And it's all here on this left side. Right side isn't so bad overall. 2, 3, 4, 5. Tender.
Oh, yeah.
7 or 6? That's 7. That's 6.
6 and 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 or 7?
Both.
7 or 8? Not 8.
7.
Starts at 7. Yes?
Yeah.
6 for sure?
Yeah.
6 feels sharper to me.
Yeah, it hurts more.
7, 11, 12. This is, again, inflammation and swelling. So when she was walking, we didn't really see her dimples too much. And I'm hoping, turn just a little bit this way, just a little bit. I'm hoping we can see the dimples after the adjustment. Now, come back slowly towards me. This is number 5. Number 4. Number 5. Now let's go lower. Number 1. Number 2. Little tender. 3. More tender. 4. More tender. 5. You feel that, man?
Yeah, that's more tender.
5, and I'm going down one more. I'm on the outside. Right. That's 5. Tender, yes?
Yes.
That's coccyx. Not too bad. 5 more tender there?
Yeah, 5 is
or
more
coccyx there more tender?
5 is
5.
more tender.
S5. S4. S3. 2. S5, T6, and upper cervical. That's what I'm finding on her. Left pelvis as well. You got all kinds of fun stuff today. Sit back for me, please. Let's check the neck, a little more detail. 7, 6, 5, 4, 2.
Ooh.
2. 2 on the left, 1 on the, 1's not too bad, 2. All right, let's figure out a game plan for you, young lady. So we have T6, we have S5 left pelvis, and we have C, it's actually C1, sorry, on the left.
Okay.
But we need to do C2 if we're going to do C1. So we got to figure out what's our best option. Let's do this. I want to see you walk again before I decide. Stand up for me, please. And give me a second. So people wonder what I'm looking at when I see people walk, and most of it is the gait. Yes, there's some people may know the other stuff I'm looking at. Now, the first thing I want you to do, I want you to stand right here, face the corner. Just march in place. March in place. Knees up high. So you can see as she marches in place, it swings to the left side, bottom. So does it make any sense for me to do anything in the middle if we have a tilted foundation? No. And it curves that way to the side. So we're going to do S5 first, then we're going to recheck everything, okay? Stop.
All right.
We're going to do S5 first, then I'll recheck everything. I want you to go right side down over here. I'm going to roll you as a unit. I got you the whole way. I'm going to be on the underwear. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to be right here, but on the underwear.
Yeah.
Hold there. S5. Let it just roll. Let it roll. Hold on. Gotcha. Stand up for me, please. Walk it up. Walk it off a couple of times, and then I'll have you march in place. March in place, please. March in place. Step forward a little bit. Step forward. Step to the right a little bit. March in place. Cool. Walk it off. Walk. A little different?
It feels the same.
Okay. Come over here, let's go face down. Right there. Let's get more of that S5. I'm on the outside. There. That's ready to go. Let's use the drop board and get more. There we go.
Oh!
Gotcha. Nice. Okay. I'll have have you walk it off once and then sit in the chair, and we're going to do the upper cervical. We'll check it out. Step back, hold my hand, and let's walk.
Okay, what do I do again?
Have a seat over here.
Okay.
Sit back, all the way back. Left ear down, right ear down. Sit up straight. Let me rescope you. I'm going to rescope you before we do that. Something is different. Starting at the base. You see that? It's switched to the right side. Crazy. T7 is clear. You see that, Shasha?
Mm-hmm.
It's clear.
Yeah, it kind of does feel different. Like, it feels more balanced a little bit, I think.
Okay. All clear. Check it out. Back towards me. Look, sit up straight. There. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. A little different, yeah?
Yeah, it's not tender.
Now, I am going to work up top, but we're leaving the mid-back for today.
Okay.
Let's take a look up top. And we said we're gonna, now, when we have a wedge C2, C1, it's not something we're going to adjust a lot, maybe a couple of adjustments, okay? There are a few exceptions to adjusting in the reverse curve. And wedged, I'll let the Gonstead guys answer it in the comments, they should know. C2. C2, C2. It's hiding out up there because of that reverse. Nice and easy there, right ear down. We've got to bring that elbow down.
Oh.
Clunk. And now C1 on the left. Left ear down. Down. No. Left ear down. There
Oh,
you go.
I heard that. Okay.
That was a home run. Walk it off. Last time. 2 times. Maybe 3. Let's see. Let me open the back of the gown, please, so we can see the difference in the walk.
Okay.
Watch here. I hope you feel that. I hope so. You'll see it.
I can't really feel it right. Like, when I walk, I can't really feel it.
Yeah.
It feels the same to me.
All right, have a seat. That's where we're going to start. Need to get you back to yourself. Sit up straight. Head down. Neck is clear. 7 is clear. 0. We didn't have to touch it. All clear. So we did upper cervical and S5. That's where we're starting. Shasha will give you instructions on walking and icing.
Okay.
Shasha will give you instructions on that. I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna test out. I'm not gonna give you anything for the digestion today. I want to see just what the adjustment does with you. Come stand over.
All right.
Squeeze hard. Relax.
Okay.
Squeeze.
No, it doesn't hurt.
Squeeze. Okay. I'm just setting the elbows. Right. Squeeze. Squeeze. Relax. Okay. So, we're going to see what happens with just the adjustment for today. Tomorrow, you'll report back. We'll see what's different. Doesn't matter good or bad.
Yes, sir.
Alright? You understand what I found though? Little bit.
Okay, what did you find?
There's a parasympathetic case. Upper cervical and the tailbone.
Okay.
And these, if we go over here and we look at the nerves from the tailbone, the sacral plexus, go to the organs of digestion. The upper cervical does it through the vagus nerve as well. So that's what we worked on. We worked on your digestive system through the autonomic nervous system, through the upper cervical and the sacral plexus.
All right.
That's what I did today.
All
Okay?
right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Welcome to the office.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Hi, Veronica.
Hi,
Welcome back.
thanks.
So, it's been a couple of weeks, few weeks.
Yeah, almost a month.
What did you come for?
Oh, so I came for getting, for you, because I have a stiff neck and also have a digestion problem.
You had a digestion problem.
Oh, I have it currently.
You have it right now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So tell me what happened when you first came. You were having digestive issues, right?
yes.
And what was the major issue you were having?
Yeah, so I have IBS and functional dyspepsia.
Okay. And that means what?
So functional dyspepsia is when I get acid reflux.
Okay.
So yeah, and then IBS is like something with like my digestion is not doing like very well. So yeah, like that's yeah.
They
pretty
call
much,
it irritable
yeah.
bowel syndrome, right? So that means
Yeah.
there's something not right there, basically.
Yeah.
And what would happen when you eat?
Yeah, when I eat, I would get bloated. So I know that certain foods I get more bloated.
Okay.
And in general, and also like when I get stressed, I also get bloated.
And then what about going to the bathroom?
I do go to the bathroom sometimes, like I mean, sorry, all the time.
When
yeah.
you first came, though, you were
Yeah.
having some issues with it, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I think you pointed out that I like asking me about my stool and if I poop every day, so that made me think, oh, I haven't been pooping every day.
Okay.
I only poop sometimes, so yeah, you made me aware that I should
Because
be
you thought that
pooping
was
more.
normal, right? You thought it was normal to just poop every once in a while when I'm telling you you should be pooping every day.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, guys? I mean, part of digestion, think about it. If you look at us as an organism, we're a tube. And the tube starts from our mouth down to our butt or the anus, okay? And it's this tube. So food goes in, body processes it, and we have all these organs in our body. And these organs most of the organs in our body are responsible for what? Digestion. And that's also controlled through the nervous system, okay?
yeah.
Now, but the idea is food comes in, body processes it, uses what it needs, okay? And what it doesn't need, what it needs to get rid of, we should eliminate. And that should be a daily process for all of us, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
And when you started with us, I don't think that was happening every day with you, was it?
Yeah, I wasn't pooping every day.
Maybe 3 times a week, 2 times a week, 4 times a week?
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Okay.
but not all the time.
And we found some issues along the way, right? It wasn't just let's do some adjustments and everything is going to get magically fixed,
Yeah.
right? We had to first go through, make the adjustments, figure out what's out in the nervous system, change some of the eating habits, right?
Mhm.
And then we did do a couple of supplements. And one of the things we did was, so you're saying dyspepsia where you were getting reflux.
Yeah.
And reflux commonly is thought of, oh, I have stomach acid coming up, right?
Yeah.
But what did I give you? I gave you HCl.
Yeah, that's right.
right? And HCl is what we need in our stomach, and there's a big misconception. This is why I wanted to talk about this. And I've talked about it in some previous videos, but I wanted to just share again. When we eat the food, okay, whenever we eat food, our first line of defense is our HCl. So we chew our food, we have amylases to break down some of the carbohydrates, then it goes into the stomach, and the HCl will activate enzymes of digestion, specifically our proteases, right? Trypsin, which is trypsinogen, chymotrypsin, which starts as chymotrypsinogen, pepsinogen, and then the HCl will cleave it, activate it into pepsin, trypsin, and chymotrypsin. I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
And those are our proteases to start the digestion of our different proteins. The other function of the HCl is it should mix with the food. When we take in food for all, just to keep things simple, let's say the food is basic, neutral, 7.0.
Yeah.
When the food leaves the stomach, it needs to be about 4.5 to 5.5 pH. And that's another function of the HCl. So when it does that, that acidification, as soon as it leaves the stomach, it's called a bolus, the food now.
Okay.
It's acidified, it activates two hormones, CCK, cholecystokinin, goes to the gallbladder, tells the gallbladder to start to release bile to break down our fats.
Okay.
Okay. Next hormone, depending on the books you read, pancreatine or pancreolose in the old books, that goes to the pancreas to release bicarbonate. Bicarbonate then neutralizes the food so you don't get digestive inflammation, or AKA IBS. Follow my process. Now, if we don't have that HCl, let's say, from lifestyle, from diet, from bad habits, from toxins, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Now to make HCl, we need what? Hydro, water, chloride, from sodium chloride. Then there are a few vitamin cofactors. And the hormone is called serum gastrin. We need serum gastrin to make HCl. There's a test that we used to do this back, and there's two tests to know for sure if you really need HCl supplementation and if your body is making adequate HCl. One is called Heidelberg telemetry, right? It's a little bit of an expensive test that, most insurances don't pay for it. I think I don't know, maybe there are deals out there, but anyway, I don't want to talk about it. Heidelberg telemetry is one test to test for HCl.
Okay.
I also would test serum gastrin. Serum gastrin you can get done in the lab. Usually it can be covered in with a blood panel. Now, the way I was taught, serum gastrin less than 50, that person will always need some sort of HCl supplementation. Now, what happens when we don't have it? Okay, so we don't have the HCl, we don't get stimulation of those enzymes for the proteases, we don't get stimulation of CCK and bicarbonate, we get backup of the gallbladder, sluggish gallbladder, which then leads to other complications of the gallbladder. Then what do we do? Let's just remove the gallbladder.
Yeah.
That's a common thing. Next thing is, we don't get stimulation of the bicarbonate. Bicarbonate is our buffering system in the body. We don't buffer that foods, we start to get digestive inflammation, and that's where we get all these digestion issues. Now, go back to the stomach. You're following me, right?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can go back to this later too. We don't have the HCl there. Now think about it. We eat meat. You have this meat sitting in a warm, dark, moist environment for several hours. Fruits and vegetables take about 20 minutes to go through the stomach. Meat takes about 6 hours, let's say on average.
Okay.
So you got this meat sitting in there in a warm, dark, moist environment, not digesting. It does what? It goes rancid, it putrefies. And it starts to produce what are called organic acids, specifically pyruvic acid and lactic acid. And those are the acids that usually come up that cause that reflux.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Another factor of that reflux is that sphincter between the esophagus and the stomach, is that working correctly? And if you look at the sphincter, it's just a muscle. And that muscle is controlled by the nerves in the back. It's there. Okay. Now, that's why this HCl was so important. Another really cool thing happened because all of this started in the spine.
Yeah.
And we took a couple of x-rays. We did a follow-up x-ray. And then we actually, after the follow-up x-ray, I took another spot shot a day later because I got excited about one of the adjustments, and I think it changed a lot of your digestion. So do you mind if I show your x-rays?
Sure.
Okay, and we're just going to go over the foundation. This is really cool. So this was you. This was you the first day. And in the pelvis, what we saw is we had an ASEX, we had a drop sacrum 4, but the main thing was that we had a 12 millimeter measured difference. And according to the numbers in the book, it said we could probably only fix about 1 millimeter of it. Then what we did, this was dated October 5th. This is October 26th. October 26th, we took a re-x-ray, and look what happened. The hip, or the head height, the femur head height went up. It went from 12 to 8. The sacrum came up 1 millimeter as well. However, you can see that it looks like we had more shifting of the pelvis. And that's the body, okay, guys? You know, it's not, we focused a lot on her tailbone. We did most of our work on her tailbone. When this came up on the 26th, I worked on the ASEX. From the ASEX on the left side, it set really well. I got excited. I said, let's see if it changed anything in the femur head height. Again, this is this is her. I don't have the explanation for it, but what I see here is it went from AS to EX 6. It showed as a rotated sacrum on the right, 5 millimeters, and literally the next day after the ASEX, it didn't change the listing of the ASEX, but the sacrum went from 5 millimeters on the right to 1 millimeter on the left. So this is her true pelvis now, and this is what she'll continue to get worked on, because I still think this can come up a tiny bit more. You'll get worked on in Toronto when you go back.
Okay.
Okay, and the key here is this, right? It's foundation work. If we look, it's foundation work, and people think, how does the spine affect the digestive system, and how does the digestive system affect the spine?
Yeah, that is a mystery to me too.
And I'm going to explain just briefly, and we can look here at the autonomic nervous system chart. Okay, so if we look at the autonomic nervous system chart, look, these are all the organs of digestion. And if we look at the nervous system, we have two parts of the nervous system. We have the sympathetic nervous system, we have the parasympathetic. Sympathetic is fight or flight, speed things up. Parasympathetic is rest and digest.
Okay.
Now, we were working on your digestion a lot through your vagus nerve, through vagal tone, changing vagal tone through the atlas adjustment.
Yeah, I remember you adjusting the vagus nerve. Yeah.
So we did a lot through there, and we did a lot working through the tailbone through what's called the sacral plexus. The other thing we did is, I think the big change from what I heard was when we set that ASEX, the consistency of your stool changed a little bit. So I was happy with that, and that's what I'm trying to explain. Was it one thing that fixed it or changed it? No, it was everything.
Okay, where is the AXEX?
That's not on here.
Okay.
But the ASEX pelvis, if we look at it, and you can look in anatomy books, I don't have it here right now, but if we look at the ASEX, or if we look at the SI joint, there are nerves that are also parasympathetic nerves that are affected from the SI joints. Okay, and
where's the SI joints?
the SI joint is right here. These are the dimples in the back. Those are the dimples. So you have nerves that come out of here. You have misalignment. When it goes ASEX, it causes swelling, irritation. It can affect any of these nerves.
Okay.
It can affect branches in the front here as well.
Yeah.
So that's how the adjustment helps and starts to balance the entire system.
Okay.
Okay. You ready to get started for your final visit?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Turn around and let's see what we got today. So we've been working again on the upper cervical and the left pelvis. And let's see what we got going on today. That was a lot of talk, huh, guys? A lot of talk. But a lot of good information for you guys. You know, I don't know what the statistic now is, but back in the day we were told that I think it was like 60, 70, 80% of hospital admissions, this is pre-pandemic, was because of digestion issues. Put your head down, please. starting at the base of the neck. Her neck is clear. And yes, we've been working on her for several weeks, almost a month. And some days we were seeing her twice a day. We had a few days break in between. And what's cool is you can compare this to the first video. Her spine is clear, guys. She is all clear. Let's check the hips. Back slowly towards me. Top of the joint, middle of the joint, bottom of the joint. Tender there?
No.
Top of the joint, middle of the joint, bottom of the joint. Tender?
Like barely.
Barely.
Yeah. Like teensy bit.
Top. The AS is doing well. I want to set the EX, the left EX, just a tiny bit more, okay? Just one more set on that ASEX. And that's it. We did a lot. Go right side down, please. Let's set your pelvis. Now, in her case, we're doing the ASEX, involve side up. Normally, and in the book says if you have an ASEX, and the EX is the major, you want to set it as a pull move, but we don't want that involved side down because of the convexity of the curve. The convexity of the curve goes to the side of the EX. In that case, we're doing EX involved side up. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's the grand finale.
And it's a wrap.
And that's no, not yet.
Not yet.
And that's the crack. No, it's not the crack. It's a set. So from the PSIS, 1, 2 inches lateral, 1, 2, 3 inches inferior, and we want to bring it down and in. So we want to torque in to close the EX. There's more EX, so I'm not going to push it down too much. It's going to be straight that way, okay? You good?
Yeah. Oh.
Just like that.
Felt that.
Nice. Walk it off. Now, I want you to walk it off. But start over here, please, so we have something to compare to the first visit. Good stuff. You're going to walk 3 times back and forth. Very cool. So you got homework when you get back. You're going to be doing a cleanse and reestablishing the gut biome. Keep walking, please.
Oh, all right.
Go over here. Let's check the hands. Squeeze. Stand over here, please. Stand over here, please. Squeeze. Squeeze. A little bit on the elbow. Okay. So your homework, you're going to continue on your magnesium betaine. You will get checked in about 4 weeks. Okay, you'll go for a checkup on your spine over in Toronto. You're going to be doing a 15-day cleanse, so we're going to get more of that stuff out of the system. Okay. After the 15-day cleanse, it's a 7-day gut biome, or reestablishing the gut biome. So you're going to do that. Then after that and your adjustment, you're going to just report back to us.
All right.
You can send me an email, or if you want, you can tell Shasha she can set up a Zoom call.
Okay. I also saw in the notes that I would give a blood work after the cleanse.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay.
Correct. So you can retest the blood after that as well.
Okay, and I send it to her?
Absolutely. You send it to Shasha, I'll take a look at it, and then we'll have a conversation.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
It was a pleasure.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Safe travels back.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Oh, yeah, you helped. You definitely helped.
Okay. You glad you came out?
Yeah, I'm glad. I got the answer I wanted. Yeah.
Okay. You take care. God bless.
Oh, thanks.